Welcome to Friday 5, a weekly series where every Friday you and I sit down together with our kombucha and we chat about 5 things pertaining to a certain topic, something we learned about, or something relevant for us this week. And today we are going to chat about 5 of the most common misconceptions about meditation. You ready? Let's jump right in. Number 1, in order for you to do meditation right, your mind has to be clear, silent, still, and void of any and all thoughts. This is one of my absolute favorite things to talk about with meditation because contrary to what you might believe, your thoughts are actually welcome. Here's why. Your brain is just doing its job. Your brain is just doing its job. So it is so fascinating to me how much we as a species have grown and evolved. And as beautiful as our evolution has been, this guy up here is basically like a computer that is in need of a major software update. Our society may have evolved a ton, but our brains are still running on the same operating system they have been for forever. And that is constantly analyzing our surroundings in order to keep us safe from perceived life-threatening danger. And look, while our lives may not be threatened by having to run away from a tiger, our society moves at such a rapid pace that it's like our brain almost has to work in overtime analyzing every single situation that we are in to assess both our physical safety and our emotional well-being. And believe it or not, meditation is not exempt from this. Think about this for a second. When we meditate, we come to an intentional state of stillness, which is very contradictory to how we live our everyday, fast-paced, always moving lives. From there, when we sit down to meditate, chances are we're gonna close our eyes. And when we do, we're removing one of our senses, our sense of sight. And just in that alone, our brain is having to do a lot. And because we live in such a distracted society where we are constantly distracted with things around us, including distracting ourselves from ourselves, it can be really confronting when we sit down in a state of stillness, closing our eyes, and suddenly confronting what could essentially be a stranger to you. We are easily bombarded with feelings, emotions, sensations, things that we have not been paying attention to in our everyday waking lives. And it can be a lot to take in when we're not used to paying attention to ourselves. But just allowing yourself to be present with your thoughts, with your feelings, with your emotions, makes that easier and easier and easier to embrace every single time that you sit down to do a meditation. So know that your thoughts are welcome to your meditation practice because, again, your brain is just doing its job to keep you safe, and your thoughts and feelings and emotions are there so that you can tune into whatever it is that they have to share with you. Number 2, meditation should only be practiced sitting on the floor, surrounded by a beautiful sea of the most magnificent crystals with incense wafting through the air. I'm sorry, no. So, does that sound absolutely lovely? Yes, it does, but is it realistic? No. Truthfully, you can meditate anywhere. When I worked in my last corporate job, I would spend 15 minutes of my lunch break sitting outside if the weather was nice here in Michigan, and just sitting with my eyes closed and connecting to nature, connecting to the sun, connecting to being outside, being out of my office. Other times I would sit in my car 5 minutes before I needed to go into the office, and when I parked in the parking structure, I would close my eyes and just focus on my breath. I'd put a timer on my phone for 5 minutes and just focus on my breath, focus on how I wanted my day to go before actually stepping into the office. So meditation really can be done anywhere. And here are a few tips that might make your meditation experience more enjoyable for you. Choose a space that is clean and clear of any distraction. Don't meditate in your bedroom if your bed is unmade and you've got piles of laundry everywhere, because that's all you're gonna be able to focus on. Instead, choose a space that will be distraction-free, that's clean, that's welcoming, that's inviting, and that is conducive to you sitting in stillness and silence for a little bit. Set the scene in a way that feels super nourishing to you. If crystals and incense or maybe even essential oils are your thing, awesome. Bring them into your practice if that's what's gonna make your meditation feel good. But if not, maybe it's something as simple as your favorite blanket or anything else that is super comforting and safe for you. Sit where you are going to be most comfortable, so you don't have to sit on the floor like I am. You're welcome to sit in your chair, on your couch, on your bed, honestly anywhere where your lower back is going to be supported and your head is free from resting against anything. And the reason we don't want our head kind of leaning against anything is because there's a spot in the back of our head that when there's pressure on it, makes us feel sleepy, gets us ready for sleep. So if you're doing a bedtime meditation, then yes, obviously lay down and allow yourself to be relaxed and able to fall asleep. But if you're meditating in your everyday waking life, again, choose a space that is comfortable, where your lower back is supported, that just feels good for you to be in. Number 3, meditation is only for people who are spiritual or religious. Meditation does not have to be a spiritual or religious experience by any means. If anything, meditation should be a journey of self-discovery for you. And when we do this, we connect to what we call our being. So our being is the simplest form of self-awareness that we have, and it's something that literally everyone on this planet has within them. Our being is this feeling or understanding of belonging to something greater than just our individual selves, aka our collective experience. And this is why we refer to ourselves as human beings. So our meditation practice does not have to be spiritual or religious, though it definitely can be if that speaks to you. And instead, it is just a wonderful way to reconnect to yourself and help you reestablish your own being. Number 4, I have to be doing meditation for a long time in order for me to get it right. So what is right anyway? There's no right or wrong way to meditate, and I'm not just saying that. But the most important thing that you can do for yourself in your meditation practice is to keep showing up. Every single time you meditate, that experience gets to be different and unique. There are some days where my meditation practice is blissful and I end it just feeling this immense amount of love. And then there are other days where I feel like my mind is so active that I can't really drop into the meditation. And guess what? Both of those experiences are equally important and valuable. Each meditation gets to be a brand new experience for ourselves, and we get to allow ourselves to discover something new that maybe we didn't know about ourselves until stepping into our practice. And number 5, I just don't have time to meditate. It's so silly to me. It's such a silly excuse that I'm gonna call you out right now. You have time for what you make time for. I'm gonna say that again. You have time for what you make time for. And meditation doesn't have to be this whole long drawn out thing. Like I said earlier, you can meditate on your lunch break. You can meditate for 5 minutes in your car before you go to work. You truly can do meditation anytime, anywhere. But what I really want to know is, why do you want to meditate to begin with? You know, there's a reason that you're being drawn to meditation. What is the feeling that you are after? What are you chasing? What are you looking for? And giving yourself kind of permission to explore that. Meditation shouldn't be one more thing that you have to do or one more thing to check off of your to-do list. Why do you want to meditate? What are you looking for? What's going on in your life that you feel drawn to meditation for? And Time is just such a funny thing to me because chances are there are areas of your life that maybe you aren't making the best use of your time. That maybe your time could be better spent in a 5-minute meditation, or not scrolling on social media, or not having a binge watching marathon on Netflix or Hulu. And I don't say that to make you feel bad or feel guilty, but it's just, this is your wake-up call to make yourself a priority. Again, you have time for what you make time for. Are you one of those things? Thank you so much for joining me today. For more information on my meditation offerings, including custom guided meditations that you can buy and download instantly, and a lot more information about what I've got coming up with meditation in my business, go on over to my website at thatwealthylife.com, and I'll see you next week. Bye.